Hey, this is Brian with King Grizzly. Today I want to look at improving Elementor animations to make our sites look much more professional. So out of the box, the animations are just kind of a little bit too much for me. If I refresh it, I've set up this page, which is somewhat exaggerated, but as you can see, these animations travel quite a ways, like they move very far, like especially the logos, if you watch. That's just too much. It's jarring. It doesn't feel professional or classy. So we're going to look at a pretty simple way to override the default animations so that they're much more subtle and professional. For those who aren't familiar, Elementor animations are easy to use. You can just click on a widget or a container section, go to Advanced, and then Motion Effects, and there's an entrance animation option. And this looks to be customizable by device size, which is nice. But then you can just choose an effect you like fade in up. I tend to use the fades, but there's a lot of other options. And then you can set a duration, slow, normal, or fast, and you could set a delay, usually in milliseconds. So if we refresh this and you look at the main menu, the navigation comes in a little later than the logo because I set a 300 millisecond delay on it. So if we refresh that, you'll see what I mean. Okay, but as you can see, animations are, I think, just not that classy. So what we're going to do is we're going to override it with some CSS. Now, the animations are actually tapping into a library called animate.css, which has a lot of different kinds of animations. Elementor is using this library. And so there is some documentation. I can link to this. But what we want to do is figure out how to override the way Elementor is using these animations. And we're going to do it with some CSS. So what I'm just going to do, I'm going to click on this gear icon down here and go to the advanced page settings, and I'll put in some CSS. You can put in your CSS however you like to. I typically use a code snippets type of plugin. I find that is a good way to go. But what we need to do is put in some CSS. So what we're going to do is override the fade in down, the fade in left, the fade in right, fade in up. So I'm overriding some of the directional stuff. And so I'm going to show you how to do this for the fades. And I'll actually make this snippet available. So there'll be a link to where you can get it. But what you can do, I believe, and we'll test it, is you can set up your own for the different animations that you like. So what I'm doing though, the key is I'm fading, so fade in down or fade in up. So this is one chunk. So this is fade in down. What we're doing is we're going from an opacity of 0 to an opacity of 1. But what we're also doing is we're doing a transform. And this is where we're fixing the animation. By default, Elementor does something like, I can't remember what the numbers are. It's like on some of them, it's 100%. On others, it's like 20%. It's basically moving 20% of the, I think, the viewport or the page. And on some of them, it moves like 100%. So if we look at the brand logos down here, if I refresh, they slide in from the left. Look how far they go. Woo. That's just, in my opinion, way too much. So what I did is I put in, no, I just want it to move 12 pixels. That's it. And the secret to getting this to work, because I looked at some other YouTube videos and documentation online, and the code people had did not work. But mine works, and the reason is because of this part here, thanks to some advice from ChatGPT. So what I'm doing is I'm creating my own animation name, and I'm giving it an important class. So it's overriding what Elementor is doing. Otherwise, it's hard to beat the Elementor one in precedence. So I gave this animation my own name. I just put KG in front of it for King Grizzly. I recommend typically name spacing things like that so you don't accidentally fight with like some other class from something else. But then what we're working on here is an Elementor element that has the class of animated and fade in down. So if I were to inspect this brand logo, somewhere in here, there is going to be that animated fade in down, if we can find it. Here it is. At the end of these class names, animated, fade in down. And then you'll see here Elementor element. So we're going to target this element by class name, and we're looking for the one that's has the animated class and the fade in down class. So what we should be able to do is also come up with ones for some of these others. I'm not 100% sure if the full library is supported or just the ones listed in the Elementor dropdown, but you should be able to find how the thing is written here or by inspecting the code. But if I save this, let me go ahead and do that, update, then we'll refresh this. I think most of the animations that are fade based will improve. So refresh. So ignore this sliding one, but watch this text here, the H1 page title. Much classier, right? It doesn't travel so far. And this down here, did you see these two? Watch this, refresh. Isn't that just better? I think so. So we've improved our fade ins just by offsetting by 12 pixels. Now that value, 12 pixels, you could change to whatever you want. But I use 12 in the CSS. But I wonder about this slide in effect with the logos coming from the left. That looks terrible in my opinion. They just come flying in. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and look at what animation I set on those. So I'm gonna click on that column. And like I said, it works for containers and columns just alike. I happen to have this whole page put together in sections. So if I go to motion effects, we're using slide in left. If I go to the animate CSS library, somewhere in here, there should be slide in. So you can see slide in left. So let me inspect it. I'm assuming it should use the animated class. Here it is, and the slide in left class. You see that? Slide in left. Now, if I select this div that has the animation on it, and I look over here in my code, I see the animated default from Elementor. So it's got a duration. If I go down and keep looking, I think I will find something like a transform. Here we go. Here's the keyframes for slide in left for CSS. So at 0%, it's set to this translate 3D. So transform, translate 3D minus 100%. So you can see it's traveling 100%. I don't want to travel 100%. I want to travel like a few pixels. And then you can see it goes all the way to position 000. So we want to override this. So here's what I think will work. We're going to go back to our page CSS. We're going to copy a block like this fade in up one, and then we're going to do one for slide in left. So it's written like slide in left. I can see that from the CSS class name. I guess I'll namespace mine again. Excuse me. So this is my animation name as I understand it. So I'm going to have it down here as well. This is what's overriding the default Elementor animation name. And then I need to go in here and put in, I just managed to paste the wrong, no, I got it right. Slide in left. So that is the particular animation that we want to override. Now, it went from 100% to 0 to 0. So I'm going to change this to, instead of negative 100%, which is that's what it was. I'm going to put in something like, and actually if I change the name, I was hoping we could get it there. You can see what will happen. So I'm going to change this to like the 12 pixels, and it forces the editor to refresh. Did you see that? So maybe on this one I decide I'd like it more than that, 24. So let me just wake the editor up. I happen to like 12. So, and then transform for 100% is going to be 0. So it looks like we've got a slide in left put together. So I'm going to update. We'll go back to the live page. I'm going to close the console and hit refresh. Watch those 4 logos. Look at that. So much better, right? In my opinion, still maybe too much action going on. But now that's a pattern we can follow. So we can test out these different names here. Now, I don't know if they're all available. I don't know if Elementor's loaded all of these. They maybe have. And then what's cool is you can still click on something and adjust the duration and the delay. So I can go to advanced motion effects and I can have a fade up, but the slow or fast still work. See that? Or normal. And then I can set a delay, usually in milliseconds. I would do like 200 or 300 milliseconds sometimes. So it's possible to do that. So on the main menu, we've got that delay over here. I think that pretty much does it. What I will do is I'll put the snippet that we use we usually just give things away in MailChimp. So I'll provide a link where you can go get that. But you can follow that pattern and override as many of these as you want, and hopefully make your site feel just fancier. All right, hopefully that was helpful. If this was, please consider subscribing, and we will keep trying to put out more helpful Elementor content.